Oh, today's gonna be a fun one, folks. Do I mow first? Do I edge first? Do I blow first? What order do I mow my lawn in? That's a question we're gonna try to answer today, but it's not that easy. So don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Budget Lawns, my friends. I appreciate you joining me. If you're already subscribed to the channel, I sure appreciate that as well. If you're not, please consider doing so. Hit that thumbs up button, leave me a comment down below, and tap the notifications bell so you know every time I upload a video. It really does go a long way in giving me that energy I need to keep bringing you this lawn care content as much as possible. But let's dive into what we're going to talk about today. If you remember the last video, we talked all about the tips and benefits of mowing. So if you haven't seen that yet, I'll leave a link in the description below along with some other links for other mowing stuff. Today we're going to kind of stay on that mowing train, but we're going to try and answer a question that there's really not a solid, definite answer to. Because I've learned in this lawn care journey over the last few years since I became a homeowner that a lot of things you just learn through experience and trial and error. You may do things one way one time and another way another, and then you might change it up another dozen times. So today we're going to talk about a question people wonder all the time. What order should I do the steps when I mow my lawn? And by steps, I mean mowing, edging, and blowing. And let's go ahead and clarify. Edging also means trimming, weed eating, whatever you want that to be. But we break it down into 3 steps: mowing, edging, and blowing. And what order do you do those in? All right, so we're gonna go through the 3 orders that I've done it in since I became a homeowner, and I'll tell you why I've done it in those orders along the way. And then I'm gonna ask for your feedback. I want you to tell me what order you do it in, what are the benefits, the pros, the cons of doing it the way you do it. Hey, maybe you've got a way to do it that I've never thought of before. So we'll have this like a little multiple choice test. We'll have answers A, B, and C, and then D, none of the above. And you can let us know in the comments below what your technique is. It might be helpful to the rest of us. Do keep in mind though, as we go through these processes, that I am, again, like in the last video, I'm talking mainly to my rotary mowing friends, because I can only imagine that when I break out the real mower here real soon, that this process for me is just going to get thrown into a whirlwind again. So I'm curious to see the adjustments I'm going to have to make and the getting used to that I'm going to go through from switching from a rotary to a real mower. And again, we'll go over those changes a little bit later on this season. But let me reiterate again as we go through these steps. There is no right or wrong answer to this. Do what works best for you and everything will be okay. Trust me. Let's go into my 3 orders, and we'll start where I did about 3 years ago, and then I'll take you through the progression to where I am now, and I'll explain my reasoning behind going in those steps in that order. So option number A. A few years ago when I first got started, I just kind of went at it like I thought you had to. I mowed first, and I edged, and then I blowed. Looking back, I'm just proud of myself that I did all 3 of those, because I believe that if you want your lawn to look as good as possible every time you mow, you've got to do all 3 of those. I tell myself at times that I'm going to just mow and blow sometimes, and then I'll get the edging the next time, but it is just too nice looking if you get a good crisp edge on those sidewalks and driveways. So I've pretty much just made it a guarantee that every time I mow, edge, and blow. And I did it in that order when I first got started. But I started noticing real quickly into that it wasn't a very clean job when it was all said and done. At that time, my weed infestation was just out of control. So I started mixing up the order I did things to make it look cleaner as a whole. So my second order of steps was I would edge, and then after I would edge, I would get lots of weeds and stuff all over the sidewalks and driveways. So then I'd come in and blow that all back into the yard. That way, on the third step, I could mow. And then when I mowed, I would mulch all that stuff up and I wouldn't have all that scrappy stuff all over the lawn. And then after I would mow, I would come back in and blow. So I noticed that that helped really give me a nice clean job at the end, as opposed to it looking kind of dirty or scrappy. So I would I would edge, then I would blow, and then I would mow, and then I would blow. It's confusing. Say that 3 times fast. Edge, blow, mow, blow. And then as I started getting my weed infestation a little bit more under control, which was really more into last season, I fine-tuned that process just a little bit more. I still edged first, which is the way I do it today, but since I didn't have a bad weed infestation, I wouldn't blow after that edge. I would go straight from edging to mowing and then finish up with the blowing. So you see all 3 steps are in all 3 orders. There are just some different reasons and pros and cons for doing them in that process. So today I just start by edging, and then I mow, and then I blow. And I have found that that gives me the cleanest, the best, the sharpest, the insert positive adjective here, look on my lawn when I'm all said and done. And I will tell you that I go through these steps along with any other steps every single time I mow. I am like a creature of habit. Some might call me OCD, that every single time I mow, I go through the same exact routine. That way, when I'm finished, I know that I haven't left any stone unturned, and I can walk across the street, look at my lawn and go, dang, that looks good. All right, so we've gone over those 3 orders that I've used in the past. So my question to you is, what order do you mow your lawn in? Do you do it in order A, mow, edge, blow? Order B, edge, blow, mow, blow? Order C, edge, mow, blow? Or D, none of the above? If you answered none of the above, please leave a comment down below. Let us know how you do it. I'm curious, and I'm sure some of your friends out there are curious as well. All right, who would have thought that talking about mowing had so many ins and outs from tips and benefits and orders and processes? But like I said, a lot of lawn care is really just figuring things out as you go, trial and error, experimentation. Keep a journal of those things. What worked, what didn't work, how'd you do it last year, so you can always refer back to the past to see what steps you were taking that were good for your lawn and what steps you were taking that were not good for your lawn. And then that's how you can keep improving and keep taking that next step to the next level towards having the best lawn on the block. All right, folks, that's all I've got today about mowing. I know if you're like me, we could sit here and fireside chat about it all day long. But we'll come back with another budget lawns video, because you're in this with me. You know that. This isn't budget lawn, this is budget lawns. And we'll be back with another edition of it coming up real soon. I appreciate you watching. Take care. I hope everyone stays healthy and happy.